Okay, I'm out here with my Mini Guinea playing right across the street. Have a little field here. Not that big, really too small, but it will work. I've maiden this plane here, and then I flew it twice in bigger fields. Really like this plane, probably my favorite flight test plane. I did add some Lego figures in the nose. They look quite cool. I actually rebuilt the whole wing because I was having flexing issues. I'll show you here. Now they have these access hatches that usually end right here, and they have a paint stick that they have ending like right there too. And the whole wing was bending here. Also, it was bending right here, so I have a little piece of carbon. So I made the paint sticks much longer. I used the full length, and I had the carbon overlap the paint sticks on the wing. So it's much stronger now. Hopefully it won't flex. And these things, they usually are cut here, but I had to do it the whole way because I have my wires that solder together in the middle. They're soldered together, they don't have plugs on them, so to be able to rebuild the wing without desoldering and soldering, I had to do that. So I have a nice little steel roll wheel. Make sure you make this out of very heavy duty piano wire or some kind of wire, because it will on hard landing start bending back. It will just bend back, and you don't want that because then it will just stop really fast. Right now I'm using the Emax 2204 2300 kV or 2300 kV motors. These are the higher powered Emax motors, so they're not the regular Emax motors you typically get. They're even better. I got this because I was thinking about using it on my mini quad, but so I got the higher power ones. This thing has tons of power, unlimited vertical. It will even hover. If you don't believe it, well, you'll be seeing it in a minute. This thing sounds pretty cool too. It's very quiet, but it does sound pretty awesome. Full throttle. I have differential thrust programmed in. I have a lower rate. First of all, if I flip the switch, no differential thrust. Lower rate differential thrust, and I flip the switch, high rate. I will link the video below I used to do the mixing on my DX7S. If you want to do this with the DX6i or any other kind of controller that doesn't have more than one mix, because you will need one. This is actually using like all 6 of the mixes in the DX7. You will have to get a VTEL mixer, onboard mixer, which will not work near as well, but it will work. I've done it. So let's get to the flying. Differential thrust low setting, full throttle, and we're off. As you see, it's very quiet. Hopefully you can see the plane alright. It glides very well for a twin engine plane. See, no problem doing turns in this field. You do want to be a pretty experienced pilot to fly in a field like this. Nose it straight up. Different thrust engage. Flat spin. I didn't want to do that too long because of my constraints as far as space. So I'll go ahead and get it way up high. Roll it level, flat spin. See, it flat spins very well, pulls out of that really, really nice. Very smooth plane, very nice flyer. Whoa, that was close to that tree. I think my elevator rates were on low, that's why I'm having some problems here. I'll go ahead and put it in a hover for you, so I can get it in a safe spot here in this little field. It does hover. You're not just going to be able to learn how to hover on this thing. Whoop, inverted. Does inverted quite well. This thing is pretty much a 3D plane almost. I mean, you're not going to be doing crazy stuff, but whoop. Hovers, right, just sits there. Pretty awesome. Full throttle, pull out of that. Some high speed passes. Very fun playing. Some inverted. Invert is quite nice. Very smooth. Handles it very well. Pull up out of that. I have the rates pretty high up. This is definitely not a beginner plane, especially with this motor setup. It is by no means a beginner plane. It's very advanced, and it flies really fun. It's a very fun plane to fly. It flies extremely well. Got throttle, dive. This is, as you probably noticed, an extremely small area to fly a plane like this in. On my maiden flight, I did come close to hitting some trees just because it's so fast, but now that I have a feel for it, it's way easier. Whoop, that was close. Let's go ahead and bring it down for a nice smooth landing. Smooth landing, really. Let's see, that may have bent. Yes, it bent. Ooh, it broke something. It definitely broke something. Yes, just a little piece of wood in there, you can see. It's broken off. So I'm gonna want to fix that before I do any more flying. But that should be a nice little review of this plane. It flies amazing. Definitely recommend building it. Make sure to have plenty of glue on that piece of wood there, because it does take a pretty good force. It wasn't the prettiest landing, but it will land pretty nice. I've done several good landings on it, but thanks for watching.